Hello, hello. This is GT Angel. I'm gonna be casting Late Night Powers versus Team Guenther. And that's starting now, they're in the draft, so let's get to it. Anyway, looking at the draft so far, Dire had first pick, but they banned Lycan and Death Prophet. No, Radiant had first pick and banned Lycan Death Prophet, while Radiant banned Faceless Razor. Uh, Picked up first pick Doom, countered by Tide Skywrath and a Lich. Enigma ban, then Pugna ban, wanting to stop the push it seems. And Viper ban, Shadow Shaman ban, similar kind of stuff. Finally we've got Jakiro and Earthshaker as the final follow-up, which is where we are now. Team Guenther looks like they want a combination of a little bit of push with Jakiro, but Doom and Lich just makes me think they want annoying lanes. Doom's really tanky and Lich forces really terrible lanes for the opponent. Late Night Powers, on the other hand, just have a really good team fighting lineup. Tidehunter is obviously a great team fighter, especially because he's so easy. Like, he can farm in most lanes. Then we have Skywrath and Earthshaker. Just good supports. Earthshaker can farm up pretty well, but Skywrath is really good at zoning the enemy. And they're a really great ganking duo, too. They have to be careful. Like, even a Lich Doom lane would be in a lot of trouble. Now we have the Wind Ranger pickup, which is a little strange. She's a weird hero because she does a lot of things. Normally I see her in mid, so that's what I'm guessing. Anyway, Wind Rangers, I normally see her in mid, so I'd imagine that's going to be where she is. And the Ember Spirit. This is a hero that is really popular in the Chinese scene. He's really good at skirmishes, so he's really good against a lot of the push meta picks. He's also good if you have someone who can play him really well, because he does snowball out of control like crazy. I'm interested in seeing if he's going to go mid or if he's going to go safe lane. Because I think if he goes mid, he could be really punished. But at the same time, he gets a lot of map presence with that. He's a mid laner who can still gank, despite being farm heavy. Anyway, Radiant bans the Brewmaster. They don't want quite as much team fight control and just disruption. Which makes a lot of sense. Wind Ranger has a hard time against Brewmaster. Once he ults, Jakiro can't do much. Like, none of these heroes can really do anything to Brew after he ults. And they already have too many targets to Doom. Now we're just seeing what Late Night Powers bans for themselves. It's a little hard to say. Just because it's hard to figure out what exactly Team Guenther needs. I'd probably be scared of some type of AoE damage carry. But Razor and Viper banned. They're not AoE damage, but they are annoying. Maybe a Venomancer. It was picked up in game 1. The Silencer, I forgot about him, but yeah, Silencer would be really troublesome, because Global Silence shuts them down completely. Like, Ember has to get a BKB, which is always terrible for him, and the rest of these heroes can't really afford it anytime soon. Now it's up to Team Guenther to see what they want. I'd imagine they pick someone who's also relatively self-sufficient, because Jakiro does put out a little bit of help in lane, but Lich, you don't generally want the Lich to stay in the safe lane, unless you are worried about an aggro try. I mean, he keeps the lane pulled back, but you can do that with double pulls all the time. But Lich is really devastating if you can get a strong duo lane. Like, I think we might see a Lich Wind Ranger mid lane, or a Lich Doom off lane. Anyway, we're just waiting for the last pickup. They have a minute to decide. They have most of their reserve time left. The night puffers took longer to pick. And it seems like I'm having an issue with my OBS, so I don't think you guys have seen this. But the game hasn't started, so don't worry. Okay, you guys should be able to see this now. So I've been talking about the drafts, but now you can see it. We had a Necrophos last pick for Guenther, and then a Luna last pick for Late Night Pubbers. So Late Night Pubbers, they look to be putting the Ember Spirit in mid, probably against the Wind Ranger, but maybe the Necrophos. I'll introduce the teams then. Starting with the Late Night Pubbers, got Toon Tamer playing the Ember Spirit carry. He'll still probably be going mid. We've got Horaviator playing the Luna. Dyslexic Cat playing the Skywrath. Silp playing the Tidehunter. And finally we have Nerds playing the Earthshaker. And they already have a smoke on him, so they're looking to gank. Team Guenther, we have Baopta, I am guessing, playing the Necrophos, who looks to be going safe lane solo. We've got Doggy Dog playing the Wind Ranger, running around. Got Supernova playing the Doom. Wix playing the Lich. And Karo playing the Jakiro. So it looks like it's going to be a try versus try situation. I don't think the Doom tri lane can really do much to rush the lane, but just by having Doom there, and by having Lich there, they'll make it really annoying. You have to be really careful of this Earthshaker though, because Fissure can lock you out. Yeah, Fizz down here. Everyone's sad because no one gets it. Ember Spirit fails his block. Wind Ranger puts the range creep up front. Anyway, mid lane already going towards the Wind Ranger because the lane's pushed for her. She has CS. Gonna be a really tough lane for the Ember Spirit. Lich also stole a creep from mid. Jakira's actually run all the way down bottom. Didn't catch a VTP or if he just ran. But it looks like they don't want to try versus try. Seems like a waste to them. But Doom just wants to devour stuff. He didn't get a creep at level 1. Luna's leading the farm chart so far, but I imagine that'll weaken a bit because Lich. This strange sentry ward. I guess they want to be able to contest pulls and stuff a little bit. Now we have this observer ward down here. It's in a really hard to find spot, and it's blocking the pull camp. So Tide's getting lots of experience. But Heartstop Aurora is just annoying. It's gonna mean he needs so much regen. Oh, Lich is in trouble. They got the block. And this should be a first blood. Can't get out of that. And that's what I was saying. It's really hard to contest against an Earthshaker unless you can fight, because he can lock someone off. And then you can't run away. Like, if you can fight them, you can force them off. Ooh. Toon Tamer looks like he has his bottle. And he also has a gank coming. They smoked immediately after getting that first blood. But this is a little tricky, because Doggy Dog might walk up, but he might not. Might know something's up. He's still going for CS. But he gets the wind run off, and that means the slow doesn't really matter. Ember Spirit doesn't have a Sleight of Fist, so he can't get a chain off unless he gets in range anyway. Oh, a ping on the ward up here. They might de-ward it. They're looking for mid again, but Wind Ranger's invis. She might spot this out, but she might just go for that last hit. It's still tricky, because unless she walks in front of that area, it's really hard to wall her off. And the Ember Spirit doesn't have boots yet. Yeah, you can just power shot for days. Oh, this could be really bad for the Doom, though. No mana for Lucent Beam, but he's still dead. They might get the Lich, too. Yeah, they got him. That's just the risk you take when you walk up. You walked up all the way over here, and then even took a detour to eat the creep. And they just chased him down. Really risky. He maybe thought he was safe because the supports were missing for so long, but they were just coming back from mid when he did that. Or tied. He has 2 CS. He's probably had to burn tons of regen. They've been really keeping him off of the creep wave pretty well. He's not even leveling that well. He's just dead. And died to Heartstop Aurora. That's how sad Lane is. But yeah, he has really low experience. Although the Doom has similar experience. But yeah, they're gonna be able to push this tower, because Liquid Fire plus the heal from Death Pulse just makes it really hard to stay in lane. Necrophos opted to go 2 in Sadist, which is pretty common. The regen just super nice for staying in lane. It means that if Tide ever does hit him, he doesn't necessarily have to waste a Q to stay alive. Necro did go Treads, which is kind of interesting. It's a common Necro build, but I've seen more and more phase boots to make up for his slow movement speed. Treads makes him tankier though, which is still pretty good. They have the Ring of Basilius to push. Oh, Ember has an Invis rune bottled. We're just gonna Remnant. Oh, no, he's going bottom. I thought he was gonna teleport back to base and then Remnant down. But he wants a kill. This is gonna be tricky though. Oh yeah, when a Skywrath runs down at you, you know there's something up. But the Earthshaker's there. This could work. It's a little tricky. The Jakiro's gonna die, but they had to stop focusing on the Necro. And the Ember dies anyway, because he took so much damage. Because he was essentially taking the brunt of the 1v2 damage for most of that fight. So I would say this is a big win for the Radiant so far. They got a kill on the Lich, which will let him come back really well. They didn't even lose the Necro. But they killed the Ember Spirit, who's one of the scariest members of the Dire team right now. It does mean that Doom gets a little bit more space. And he's a hero that uses it pretty well, just because he eats creeps. But he's not as far behind as I thought he would be. But I guess that's because the supports have been roaming the entire time. Yeah, that's what I mean by it's really hard to deal with Wind Ranger. Even if you chains her, she can usually run away right after. But haste runes are pretty good for Ember. Oh. Ember just made a bad decision. Yeah, just a couple ults. Well, one ult. But that was a really nice ice path though. Because it meant that it doesn't matter how fast Ember Spirit is, he just gets stunned anyway. But now this Necro's running away. I think he'll be fine. Especially because Jakiro with haste. But they don't have Ravage to blow on him. And he's still really tanky. Doom's still doing well in his lane. He has Doom ready. He's also going for Hand of Midas. I'm a little surprised he's not going Blink, but I think a lot of people in this league just like Midas Doom. And it is nice, because if the game gets messy, the fact that you have so much gold is really nice. Like, if you're not able to abuse the Blink... He's not going to go mech, because Necro already has mech. Or, he's about to have mech. Just needs 100 gold. But it looks like everyone's going to form up near mid lane. Because the Necro's coming here. He'll have his mech. The Wind Ranger's here. He'll have most of her Maelstrom. Or at least the expensive part. Tide has his level 7, so he does have Ravage. He opted for a point in Gush instead of a third point in Kraken Shell. Or a fourth in Anchor Smash. Makes sense. These Ancients have been warded, I think, for a while. So it's not like he gets to use the level 3 Kraken Shell for kills on the Ancients. Doom is catching up really well, by the way. He was, like, at least 15 creeps behind earlier. Now he's only 5. And this Luna's been falling behind. And that high ground observer no longer exists. Oh, that shackle. That shackle almost hit the Ember Spirit, and that probably would have been a kill, because Tidehunter was too far away. And they could follow up with a quick Reaper's Scythe. Well, it looks like both teams are kind of moving away from mid. There's a big creep wave down here. Lots of people forming up top. Luna looks to be going for drums. He wants an early fighting item, not like Home of the Dominator, which just helps you farm. Although it looks like Team Guenther wants to take this mid tower. Oh, I missed that kill, sorry. They didn't even use Doom, they just killed the Luna because she got overconfident, I guess. And now they're just gonna keep fighting, and there's just a lot of really messy fights. Like, that Ravage didn't do anything, but he stood in the Macro Pyre. They get the mid as well. They're probably gonna get this Earthshaker. Actually, maybe. No. If that had latched, they would have had the Earthshaker, But Lich didn't have mana, so he needed a little bit more time. It's arcane boots for the Jakiro too, which is pretty huge. Lich can also pick up an item if he wants. And yeah, Skyrath and Luna are kind of up here okay, but there's no Ravage. The Earthshaker has to go back to base to heal. Ember Spirit's in mid. He hasn't gotten much yet. Like, he ideally really wants part of his drums right now. But he just doesn't. He's actually gonna go defend bottom. And the Flame Guard really protects him there, because he could have died otherwise. But it does mean that this triple up here gets to go do whatever they want on the tower. There's not much you could do to stop it. Luna can't really fight. They have a Doom. They have Liquid Fire at level 4. But I think the problem is LNP isn't defending any of their towers. They're just splitting up and farming. They have to know what this entails. Like, they could have sent all 5 of their heroes to defend one push. Maybe get a trade with good hero trade. And that's Doggy Dog's Maelstrom now. So he's going to be a big damage threat. Late game, Luna definitely will outcarry the Wind Ranger, as will Ember. But mid game, Wind Ranger's really good. And even late game, she's still really strong if you can get a good fight. She's just limited because she can only target one person at a time, really. Also point out the last hit denies. Oh, never mind, there could be a fight here. Doom on the Earthshaker, he can't do anything. Ravage finishes off Shakiro though. And a good Eclipse from behind, but Necro's still alive. Wind Raider gets some damage off, that's gonna be a dead Luna probably. And that's also a dead Tidehunter. But Necro might die to this. Yep, Necro's dead to the Ember Spirit. Luna didn't die. I guess the Doom burn damage wasn't quite enough. So it's a 2-for-1 trade. It's in Guenther's favor, but it's not overwhelming. It's really nice for this Ember Spirit that he got the kill in the pack though. He really needs gold. There's a Snowball hero that falls behind is a sad hero. Lich has a ton of gold. Like, he has 4 kills and 3 assists, and they have 6 towers? 7 towers. He's rich. Strange for a Lich support. They already have a mech. Oh, he's going Dagon. Gonna ask where he was going. Gonna say maybe Aghanims. Oh, Wind Ranger trying to run. Yeah, Ember Spirit can catch up to her. I find it interesting that he didn't Sleight of Fist Q. Maybe he was just worried that he wouldn't hit it. Maybe he just wanted the faster damage of his ult. I look forward to seeing if he maxes his ult before his Sleight of Fist. A lot of the times I like maxing Sleight of Fist just for the cooldown. But they get the kill on the Lich, but now they have to run away. But there isn't much control. Oh, they do have the Doom on the Blink, so they're gonna get the kill on the Ember Spirit. But Self gets the kill on Jakiro. This is a messy fight. This Earthshaker is really showing his worth. Every time he shows up, they usually get a kill, or they force someone off. Necro's dead. Just can't. No, but Necro actually manages to fight off the Skyrath Mage. That's really bad. Like, that could have been a free kill, but Skyrath is such a squishy hero that he just got too low too fast. He's also level 6 and Necro's level 10. So he should know about this Observer Ward up here, but he is invisible. Doesn't want to reveal himself, because this could be a kill. He has level 2 focus fire. He should be able to line up an easy shackle. Should be, but this Luna's running around a lot. He doesn't even get the shackle. He might just be dead. Yep. That's the problem. You have to hit the shackle. Especially with Luna, because then she just gets to eclipse you for free. And you're the only one there because you're lining up a shackle. Oh, Lich should be dead. This is what Ember Spirit's amazing at. He just gets pickoffs anytime anyone's alone. You can't escape him if he decides to jump on you. It was looking really drastic for LNP. They were falling behind pretty hard. But they're definitely coming back into this game. Their Earthshaker has Arcane Boots at least. Tidehunter is getting their mech. I'd definitely prefer to see the Blink Dagger, because I think they need initiation more. But I can definitely see where mech would help them, especially in big team fights, if they get initiated on. Oh, Luna decided not to go for the drums. She just got a casual bracer. She got the Helm of the Dominator to farm. I'd really like to see her put a creep over here to stack for her, because that's really why you want the Helm. But either way, she's getting a BKB. Oh, but this ward's spotting her out. Yeah, they just rush down the Tidehunter. Doom into Dagon. They have 2 Dagons. That's something that's pretty huge about Necro. He has an amazing pickoff potential. But Wind Raider's in a lot of trouble. Yeah, that's quick cleanup. But now this Ember Spirit's in a little bit of trouble. Never mind. Ember Spirit gets away, but they get the Skyreth instead. And they don't really get to do any damage. Because Guenther still has mech. Well, they don't have mech anymore, but they used mech. They have the heals from Necro. It's really hard to kill this team in a skirmish. Like, you have to go all in and split them up. And Ember can't do that alone. That's why it's so great that they're able to pick off the Tidehunter so cleanly. Oh. I was gonna say this Lich might be dead, but they had the fail Ember Spirit WQ. They'll probably get away. And this Necro got a Dagon, and then he not only got a Dagon, but decided to upgrade it further. I don't actually dislike this though. I think something that's overlooked about Necro is that he has huge pickoff potential. And especially with Dagon on himself, Dagon on Lich. If he and Lich find someone, they pretty much just get a kill. And 30% death timer increase is pretty huge. For another push in mid. Ember Spirit does have a TP scroll, but he's not full health and mana. Oh, that Shackle's gonna be tough. They don't even have to doom him. They don't even have to Reaper Scythe. They just Dagon. They only used 1 Dagon. That's a really big strength of this Radiant lineup. They just can get pickoffs really well if they hit their spells. Like, Necro being near anyone is a pickoff. Doom catching someone with Doom is a pickoff. Shackle Shot is a pickoff. Then Jakiro just forces the fights. And Lich just punishes the bad fights. Oh. Wind Raider's in a lot of trouble, but this Ember's in even more trouble. Doesn't have any fire remnants. Ah, he gets the kill because Wind Raider steps too close. She looked at the fire. But Ember Spirit's gonna pay with that with his life. I think that's good for LNP though, because Ember gets the kill first, and it gives them a lot of space. Like, it relieves a lot of pressure, even if the Ember's really important. But Luna gets ganked. No, not Luna. Necro gets ganked. And this is really huge. Like, LNP was really struggling and suffocating. But now they have 2 of the enemy's important team members dead. In fact, I would say the most important. They might be able to catch this Lich if he stays, but yeah, they're backing up. And they don't really have any blinks, so they don't have any good way to engage on people. They've just been abusing this Skywrath Mage concussive shot. And Ember Spirit. I'm interested in seeing what the Ember Spirit goes to follow up with. Because normally you just get a Battle Fury at this point, but I'm not sure if he has the ability to wait for that long. He might be better off getting a Maelstrom. Luna BKB. It's pretty good, but it's still tricky because most of the initiation setup doesn't care about BKB. Like, if you get Blink Doomed, you're dead. If you get Shackle shotted randomly and you don't BKB in response, you're dead. Like ships passing each other in the night. Radiant goes one way, Barrier goes the other way. In fact, this Wind Ranger, she's in a hilarious position. By hilarious, I mean potentially dead. Oh, but this Earthshaker, he's even more potentially dead. Oh, that Doom is so good. Like, the Ravage was good, but it didn't do anything, and the Doom meant that they completely couldn't engage. And that's kind of the downside of the BKB. Like, you get doomed and the BKB doesn't matter. She could have BKB'd to live there, but it's a really tricky decision. Oh, that's just the GG call. 24 minutes. It definitely doesn't look over to me, but looking at the gold graph, it is definitely very much in Team Guenther's favor. Oh, the flame! The flame! And the GG hasn't even happened yet. Is that a fake GG? It might be fake. Got Ember Spirit back up here too. Oh, it looks like a little bit of team dyssynergy. The Earthtaker goes in, but the Ember Spirit just wants to go back and heal. Oh, he misses the chains. It wouldn't have been a reliable chains, but a lot of times you just go for the chains just to see if you hit it. Oh, 1 minute pause. Apparently there's a little bit of dissent in the LNP ranks. Some people want a GG, some people don't. Oh, that is true. 4 Dagons. Doom has a Dagon. Necro has a Dagon. Akira has a Dagon. Lich has a Dagon. And normally I would call this bad, but like, Jakiro doesn't care about any items. He'd maybe get a Yule Scepter, but they don't have anything to follow it up with. Doom can buy whatever he wants. And Dagon's also very nice with Doom. Just get pickoff potential. And their team really uses Dagons well. Like, Shackle Shot is a great setup into just kill someone. Because you really don't want the person to live through the Shackle Shot unless you're going to leave. Necro is great with Dagons because you put down your ult and then everyone Dagons them and they're just dead. Lich is getting pretty rich again. Like, let's look at net worth. Doom's number 1 because he's Doom with the Midas. And we've got Necro. And Necro's had good farm this entire game, so that's not surprising. Luna's only in 3rd place. She's behind both the enemy safe laner and the enemy off laner. Lich is actually in 5th. Like, the Wind Ranger being 4th makes sense. But the Lich is super farmed. Holy crap. Like, Lich has more gold than the Ember Spirit. Then you've got Jakiro, and then you've got the really sad Earthshake. Really sad Tidehunter. He just got zoned out really well in lane, and then they killed him a couple times. Ember Spirit at least has the experience lead. Oh, the Invis Rune to Shackle. And that's just the big power of Wind... No, not Invis Rune, Blink. That's a big power of Wind Ranger. She can get pickoffs pretty crazily, because Blink Shackle's a 3.75 seconds stun. Like, I definitely think she's undervalued right now, because she is essentially a pickoff machine. Like, it's obviously better in this type of game where you aren't risking wards as much. People aren't as coordinated. But still, being able to just Blink, Shackle, Focus Fire generally kills whoever you find. Lich doesn't go for anything fancy, he just upgrades his Dagon. He has a Dagon 3. This Lich could probably solo Skywrath at this point, just like find him and kill him with one combo. Actually wait, Dagon is 600 damage. Oh. The Roche. Unfortunately Wind Ranger had to blow her Shackle to pop the Lincolns. Oh, there's a fight. Luna walks up and just Dagon. And now Earthshaker's in trouble. This is just a disaster. The Ember Spirit gets out luckily, because he's Ember Spirit and they didn't get the Shackle. But, that's so harsh. They used Doom even though they didn't need to. Pretty sure Doom can kill the Skywrath with just Dagon level death. Skywrath levels up for sure. Oh, the Earthshaker. This is a really good initiation. Team Guenther didn't respect it at all. They get caught in the Echo Slam Ravage combo. Now they have to run. And that's Doggy Dog dead. That's 4 for nothing. All because they just didn't know about this Blink Dagger, and they didn't respect the TP in. 5-man Ravage, 5-man Echo Stomp. Echo Slam. It's still going to be really rough for LNP to get back in this game, but they just got a lot of space with that. And now Late Night Powers gets to take the Roshan. Doom's just gonna go eat some creeps. He has his Dagon 5, he has his drums. I'm not sure what he's gonna get next. If they follow this strategy, he might just get an F-Blade, but if you want something serious, a pipe wouldn't be bad. Aegis on Ember Spirit's so good. Oh, Ember's also going for the Deso. Aw, that poor Earthshaker. This is kind of the power of Dagons. Like, as much as it's a silly item that isn't always good, you blink and you kill. And there's no other item in the game that will increase your blink kill damage as much. And they don't have Ravage right now. They don't have Echo Stamp. This is pretty much a given Rax. They're not even letting Toon go in and harass them, because he knows that Doom or just a bunch of Daggons and he's dead. And like, he has to be so careful this game. Oh, this is crazy. But they got the Ravage! Might be another team wipe. It is. They just got everyone in the Ravage. They didn't even need the Echo Slam. That's just how Late Night Pubbers has to win, but it's just so hard whenever Team Guenther can just keep going. But these last two Ravages have just been like game-crushingly strong. It helps that Team Guenther hasn't like set them up for it kind of, but also they just have a build that isn't very tanky. Like, all of their heroes have Daggons. And as much as I've been talking about the pick-off power of Daggons, you are trading off tankiness. And the Shackle. You have to be really careful with as Late Night Pubbers. Like, you're still way behind. You still only win fights if you get the 5-man Ravage. And now they're just gonna lose their Earthshaker and their Skywrath. And they might just lose another set of racks because of it. Earthshaker doesn't have buyback. Skywrath does have buyback though. You actually don't know, you can tell because of those yellow lines. You only see it on your allies, or the spectator everyone. They didn't blow the Doom. I'm surprised. And that means they get the kill on the Doom. He just wasn't willing to toss the Doom out. I guess they didn't want to deal with the Aegis. But LNP just forces them out. They don't even lose the Luna yet. They just kill the Doom, kill the Necro, kill the Jakiro. They didn't lose the racks they have still up top. Like, Team Guenther really needs to stop throwing so hard. Excuse me. But now it's just another opening of space. Late Night Pubbers get some more time to farm up. This Tidehunter has a bunch of gold. You could go for pretty much anything at this point. As much as they really want a refresher orb, he doesn't have the mana to sustain it, I think. He'd barely be able to refresh, to ult refresh ult. He wouldn't be able to mech reliably. I think he needs to get like a Pipe or a Shiva's. But the game's kind of hit into a lull. You can see how much work that Late Night Pubbers has done too. They were like 25,000 gold behind, and they've brought that back almost 10,000. Like, that's really, actually more than 10,000 probably. And if you look at the experience earned, they've actually brought it back completely, and now it's in their favor. As dominant as Team Guenther looked, and as kind of throwy as they were being... Oh! Never mind, they get the kill on the Necro. They still have the Aegis too. This is terrible. Like, they still have the Ravage. They're gonna Ravage everyone. The Luna's gonna die, but the Ember Spirit's still alive. He's killing everything. Double kill, Wicked Sick. The Doom's super tanky, but even he has a limit. Although, the Blink Dagger, Ember Spirit has to stop chasing him. The Doom gets away. And Jakira's doing everything he can, but he just can't fight up against two members on his own. Especially when his Dagon's on cooldown. Late Night Powers is showing that they're not out of this game. They can still win. Like, the Desolator crit on Ember Spirit has gotta be devastating too. Like, it's not as devastating as Battle Fury crit gets, but it's a huge amount of damage, and they needed it because it's a lot faster. But Doom's the only one to make it out of that fight alive. He had to blow his BKB though. He used his Doom. They did get the kill on the Luna as a result. But Luna got her... No, she didn't get her ult off. But Luna isn't as important as the Ember Spirit right now. Luna's getting pretty big, but she's gonna be lacking in health for a little while. Is the problem. I guess not as much as I thought. 2,000 health. That's more than I thought she had. More than the Tidehunter. I'm actually just wrong. Ember Spirit always has lower health, but he's so slippery. Although the problem is, they had to use Ravage in that fight. Although they'll have it up by this next one if they position well. And they had to use the Aegis on Ember Spirit. They won't have that for this fight. And TG just isn't giving them any space. Oh, this Earthshaker. Not sure. Yeah, he's just gonna TP out. He doesn't want to do any crazy wraparound ganks. Just 5 more seconds. 5 seconds and they have the Ravage. And it's really hard now. Like, early game, all that healing from Necrophos meant that it was really hard for Late Night Powers to do anything about the push. But now the number's so big, the healing is gonna be really strained. And Luna can keep these creeps farmed endlessly. Doggy Dog's gonna start running low on mana too. And even though they have 2 lanes with racks down, Luna clears them out so fast that it's really hard for that to be much of an advantage. Plus they only have the ranged barracks up top. Oh, a smoke. This is potentially huge, potentially game throwing. TG has to know something's weird is happening. No one's defending at the base. Luna has to BKB. She gets it off in time. She gets her ult. They get the Doom on the Tidehunter though, but they still get the Earthshaker ultimate. Tidehunter's still alive, but he's dead now. But the Doom is gonna die, or at least he probably is. The Wind Ranger dies to the Earthshaker down at the bottom. That's a triple kill for the Earthshaker. They still get... They have the buyback on the Tide to defend the lane. But that was 2 deaths and a buyback for 4 of them. That's absolutely huge. Like, Team Guenther is losing their ability to fight. Ember Spirit is huge. The Luna got off all her spells. She BKB'd so late, but no one stopped her. Like, she didn't get hit with the Shackle, she didn't get hit with the Doom. The Doom went on Tide, which was also very good. But, like, that's when you can realize they don't have that much to stop Luna anymore. Like, the Doom and the Shackle, but if Luna's the one engaging, you don't have time to look for the Shackle shot. And Doom on Luna means not Doom on Tide. And now she has a bunch of gold. She can have her buyback, or she can buy out for a bunch of health. Or even a Butterfly if she's crazy. Ember Spirit picks up the next Aegis. And he has his Daedalus. And Tide's actually working straight towards his refresher. He doesn't care that it's going to be so costly. He just wants the refresh. Which makes sense. They've been winning off the back of these huge teamfight ults. And the Ember Spirit is cleaning up during them. And another Ravage is just absolutely game crushing. The experience craft is even more in favor of the Dire now. Like, it's more in favor of the Dire than it ever was for the Radiant. And the gold graph is almost in Late Night Pupper's favor at this point. You have to realize so much of this gold is in Dagons that just are becoming less effective. Like, the Luna has 2,000 health in a BKB. Your Dagon 3 is doing 600. And your Dagon 5 is gonna do 800. Like, you're gonna need probably 5 of those. Actually, no, probably 4 of those to have a chance of killing her, and that's if she doesn't BKB. And that's like half of your gold just to kill the Luna, and that still leaves an Ember Spirit. I don't even think like Team Guenther played that badly up until that 5-man Ravage up top. You know, the 5-man Ravage in mid. That was when the game shifted. Suddenly, Late Night Puppers had the ability to win fights with this Ravage, and Team Guenther just stopped respecting that. It's still not over, but as long as Late Night Puppers doesn't get caught out without buybacks, they're in a really good shape. Luna's going either hard or Satanic at this point. Probably Satanic, because she doesn't have the bit booster and she doesn't have the courier going there. Doom has a BKB, which is... oh, he still had that. He got the boot to travel, that's what he got. But this smoke gank is a little... they get the Doom in the trees. Oh, they get the Lich though. That's pretty big. Get the Jakiro. Late Night Pupper is making stuff happen. They didn't get the courier, and they had their smoke broken by the Doom. But then they just ran into the Lich and Jakiro by a stroke of luck. I'd imagine this Ember Spirit's gonna build either a BKB or a Battle Fury next. I'm always crazy on this hero, and I would build the Battle Fury, but BKB is also a solid choice considering just how much magic damage there is right now. Especially how much damage there is in Dagons. This Lich seems to have stopped getting gold. Something I've noticed. He used to be one of the most fed members of on the game. Yeah, you can see how the gold has changed. Doom still is the most, but Luna's really close behind him, and she might catch up. And Ember Spirit's now about tied with the Necro. And Luna did in fact go for the Satanic. As long as she lives through the initial burst. Ember Spirit's searching for the Wind Ranger, but she already TP'd out. Like a good little ginger. Oh, the smoke could be big though. Late Night Puppers has to be ready. But they know they don't have the Ember Spirit, so they're just backing up. And if they back up well enough, this means that they're not going to get much out of the smoke. They're probably going to get the Skywrath at least. Oh, this is a really strange fight. The Doom's just going to die. He doesn't even get his Doom off. He got caught in the silence, didn't BKB in time. And now this fight looks really in the favor of Late Night Puppers. Like, they've also cleaned up the Jakiro. The Ember Spirit's gonna go clean up whoever he wants. They lose the Earthshaker, but that doesn't even matter, because they've just killed everyone important. Windranger's gonna go push mid. She's probably trying to aim for top just to do anything, because she can't hold this off on her own. If she tries to kill all these heroes, she'll just die. So she's trying to split push. But she doesn't even have a TP, so she's all in at this point. And she can't even kill the Tide anymore. Like, even if worse came to worse, Tide could just refresh. And Late Night Towers is pushing forward. They're gonna threaten this Rax, and it's really hard to defend because they're down so many heroes, and Luna's really hard to defend against. Oh, they get the Ember Spirit. That makes it a lot better. Didn't expect the Lich Ult Dagon. I also didn't disjoint the Lich Ult. You can do that with Sleight of Fist. Makes you invulnerable for the short duration, if I remember correctly. Doombot's up top, but he gets the Doom off on the Luna, but as long as she runs away, she's okay. They might get this Rax, though. The Ember Spirit buyback. Doom has to be a little careful, though. Ember Spirit's going straight out for him. Ember Spirit smells blood. That was a really good play, though. They got the Tide Hunter for the Windranger trade, which isn't that great, but they forced an Ember Spirit buyback. They just absolutely couldn't let the Ember have buyback. Especially since Ember's one of the best buyback heroes in the game, because he lays down a Remnant and then he dies, and then he comes back to the Remnant immediately. Possibility. Oh, Luna's going for the butterfly. This is getting drastic. Terrifying. The other big problem is Doom's running out of good targets. Well, he's not running out of good targets. He's running out of his Doom being impactful enough. If he Dooms Earthshaker, they still have to deal with Tide and Luna. If he deals with Tide, they still have to deal with Luna Earthshaker. If he deals with Luna, they still have to deal with Tide Earthshaker. Like, I don't think they could win. I don't think they can win a team fight at this point. I think they need to get uneven fights or skirmishes, and even that's tough. Like, even with all this, like, not doing the Ember Spirit's also suicidal. They need to, like, catch a Tide and kill him, and then force a fight with, like, Luna or Earthshaker and Doom the Luna. But that's gonna be so difficult. Ember Spirit isn't shopping, but he doesn't have buyback, so I'm wondering what he's saving for. He might be going Scotty. That's a pickup I see a lot, and it's great for getting tankier. Personally, I like the Battle Fury because it's such a good damage amplifier, and it's so good when you need to push out, which they do. But this Ember Spirit might have different intentions. Okay, going out first as the Ember Spirit is crazy. That's what's just gonna happen. Oh, the double Ravage though. But the Doom BKB is alive. They get the Doom off on the Luna. This is actually a terrible fight for Late Night Pubbers. They lost the Ember Spirit. The BKB kept Doom alive through everything. And he was able to Doom Luna so that she couldn't do her stuff. So that's a 5 for 3 for Late Night Pubbers. They have to buy back the Earthshaker Skywrath. And that's not even like the best defenders. They're lucky that Roche isn't up. But they might lose this top Rax. They're creeps in the base, so they don't have the defense ability. Oh, they buy back the Luna. Oh, this Wind Ranger, she's running, but can she make it in time? Doesn't. Oh, that double shackle is so huge. She's probably gonna get away. That double shackle just saved her life. But you can see like how impactful that it was for Team Guenther. They just got a buyback on the Luna. And they got the Rax. That's why Earthshaker really can't throw away his life like that. Like, you can't be the one to run up. That needs to be like the Tide or the Skywrath. Or the Earthshaker. Because even if those people get jumped on, you can follow up, and you're not just dead if those heroes die. Although big props to the Doom. Getting that BKB off in time. That won them the fight single-handedly. Double Ravage is down for another few seconds too. Actually, they didn't even... No, they got the double Ravage. Yeah. I couldn't think for a second. But they're forming up again around the Roshan. And this is going to be another huge fight. It's the Cheese Roshan too. But Ember Spirit can check. But he still has to be really careful. And now he has buyback soon, so he really needs to save for that. He doesn't have enough gold right now. It looks like they want to smoke, based on their positioning. But they don't seem to have one. So they're just forming up. Oh. Radiant sees this. This is risky. Oh, the Skywrath in front. They get the Doom and the Ember Spirit, but this means that the Tide and the Luna are free to do what they want. And the Luna's still alive. The BKB is over for the Doom. This looks to be a disaster for Team Guenther. And that's just the problem with Doom right now. He has too many targets that need to be doomed. And not enough dooms. Like, you doom the Ember Spirit, great. It's a 5v4. And now they even killed the Skywrath, so it's like a 5v3. But those 3 people can kill your team. Like, Luna gets her BKB off, she runs up, she ults, she mantas, kills everything. Tide gets his Ravage off, he gets his second Ravage off, Earthtaker gets his Echo Slam off. But luckily for them, they do have these 2 Rex, which is just keeping Late Night Pubbers from pushing out. Keeping them from taking the Roshan. But they have the buyback on Doom, so they can do buyback bot and shenanigans. But I don't think they're going to be able to. This Roshan is almost certainly going to go to Late Night Pubbers. Ember Spirit's probably going to have the Aegis. Luna's probably going to have the Cheese, or vice versa. And that's just so hard to fight against. Because you have to deal with 2 lives from both of these heroes, and they struggle to deal with 1 live. They've decided that the Luna's the most important one right now. They gave her the Aegis. Ember Spirit is the Cheese, so if he gets burst, he's still in trouble. If he gets doomed, he's still in trouble. But if he doesn't get bursted down quite fast enough, or if he doesn't get doomed, it's basically an Aegis. But this game is a far cry from the 25-minute GG that it seemed to be. Late Night Pubbers called it, but then they changed their mind, and now they've managed to hold out. They've taken back the experience lead. They've threatened to take back the gold lead. Taken back the kill lead. This Luna's absolutely monstrous right now, too. 25 and 18, 26,000 gold. Like, she's gonna have trouble figuring out what items to buy at this point. She probably wants Boots of Travel. She probably wants to replace her Black King bar. And she probably wants something else to replace the Aegis at some point, once that's gone. Ember Spirit still has a bunch of space. He still hasn't bought anything in a while. I'm not sure what he's going for. Tide's continuing to accrue gold at a good rate. He can start buying whatever he wants. Earthshaker has a bunch of gold. But Doom has a bunch of gold, but he's running out of space for items. He can sell his Drum of Endurance and get something new. But selling the Blink is tricky. Selling the Dagon's a little tricky. Wind Ranger still has a lot of slots for upgrade though. Oh, I guess she has 2. You can get like a Monkey King bar, which would be really nice against the Luna Butterfly. And just it's good on Wind Ranger in general. She can upgrade the Maelstrom or replace it. But she doesn't have that much gold right now. The Necros, he has the spot. He has 2 spaces. You can go Ethblade, you can go Art, you can go Bloodstone. You can go Shivas. You can go Sheepstick. But he just needs more gold. Jakiro is just the poor support. He has a bunch of gold right now, but he can't finish any items with it. Lich has Ags, but nothing else. Like he has Ags Dagon. They don't have the Wind Ranger here, but this Ags is actually going to be huge. Luna's in a little bit of trouble. That's a Luna Aegis to just a Lich ult. That's really dangerous. Oh, they get the Doom on Tide. And they kill the Ember Spirit, but he buys back. No, he doesn't buy back. But this Luna's just going ham, but she's dead too. She used her Aegis, so she can't keep fighting. And Ember Spirit just got completely burst by that Necro. I don't think he can buy back, because he died to the Necro ult. Nope. Necro killed the Earthshaker with ult, I think. No, he doesn't have buyback, but he has the gold for it, so yeah. That's a big part of Necro late game. He stops buybacks. And that's going to be a team fight cleanup. I think that really falls to the Luna. Using up her Aegis so early just meant that as long as Team Guenther got the Doom and a kill really fast, they didn't have to worry about Luna too much. And now they're threatening the final racks. They don't have the buyback available for the Ember Spirit. Luna does have her BKB, but this is potentially game. They've already got the tower. Tide has a double Ravage though. Oh, that's so huge. Necro killed the Luna, so she can't buy back. That's GG. That was almost Late Night Power's game, but they had to keep going, and they just made too many mistakes. They just gave the game to Team Guenther when they lost that team fight there. Like, they could have won it there, but they just threw away too much stuff. And then the Necro ults. Just Necro Ags is so huge and debilitating late game. But that was a really good game. Well played to both Team Guenther and Late Night Powers. Like, Late Night Powers looked really far behind, but they just kept playing. They managed to push out lanes. They managed to win team fights off the back of crazy ults. And they almost won that game. It was anyone's game for the past, like, 15 minutes. A good game to both teams. I forget. I didn't see game 1, so I don't know which team won. But that's at least one victory for Team Guenther. So they've either gone 1-1 or 2-1. I mean 2-0. But thanks for watching. Thanks for the teams playing. And that's been the cast. I'm GT Angel. Thanks for watching.